Okay. All right. We just might get fired. Season 2, episode 9. Take a breath. If you have not watched the other content, go bless your timeline. Go bless yourself with
Blessings.
humor, with real teachers, with real answers. We got Brown back on the episode today. It was a little weird yesterday without him, but he's back. We're gonna go with it. But we got eye candy today. You ain't gotta look at my nappy fro. You ain't gotta look at these racist shirts Brown be wearing. You ain't gotta look. You ain't gotta worry about Mr. McMillan in this goofy hat. But all right, we are here today. It's great. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us about you.
So my students refer to me as Miss Gray, of course, but I'm Jew Gray on YouTube. I teach high school sophomores English, pre-AP, and I've been teaching. This will be my 5th year teaching English. So that's about it.
All right, cool. So we all still under 10 years, everybody here. So
Sure, we under 5.
Yeah, really. You got the most at 5. I'm right
she
behind.
She the veteran around here.
Yeah. You can drop some dimes for us. All right. Excuse my smacking. I'm super hungry, y'all. This is so rude. I'm done eating for right now. But we're gonna talk about the favorite thing to grab when you get home from work. Now, before we really get into this, McMillan already grinning. We had this conversation pre-show.
Don't tell him.
I'm thinking about letting him go first because his answer was hilarious, but I'm gonna set the tone and go first. So first off, I had a part-time job before COVID. So even once I'm done at school and coaching and stuff like that, I still had another job to go to. And I'm usually up at 5 a.m. and I'm usually back home, like walking through the door at 11 p.m. So it did feel like I was just spending the night at my own place. Like I didn't recognize my own house at times. But when I walked through the door, the very first thing I grabbed, my Beats headphones. Like they were expensive, but without a doubt, probably my best investment for myself. I have a hard time spending money on myself. So when I found something that I know I could use all the time, my headphones. When people in my house get on my nerves, these coming on. When I'm ready to just chill and relax and zone out, these are going on. Like whether I'm listening to something on Audible or music or, catching Jew Gray episode on YouTube or whatever, I'm always in my headphones. And the bad thing about it too is when I'm going to the store, you'll see me pull up to the store, headphones like this all on my head, hopping out the car, not really realizing that they still on. So definitely probably a bad habit. Now, the other thing that I want to mention, please keep the first thing you grab answer PG-13, okay? All right, please keep this one PG-13. We can have that conversation in our unplugged episode, but for now, please keep this one PG-13. Gray, it's on you. What you got? What's that first thing you grab when you get in from dealing with them high school kids?
Like you, I had a part-time job too, so I would get home pretty late. So I don't think it's something I would grab, something I would do. I would just hop straight in the shower and just like wash the whole workday off, like all of that negativity, just everything, just leaving it where it's supposed to be, not in my house. So I would get home, not 11, but maybe like 10, 9:30, 10, and I'd hit the bed. That's it.
That's it, just out of there. Right on.
Yep.
Brown, you were absent yesterday when I took roll. What you got?
Yeah. I had to go do a little investing in myself. That's a different story. Man, during the school year, for the most part, I'm coming home. I'll be grabbing the computer. I had a lot of kids that need a lot of help, so mostly I'm answering emails at the crib. Rule number 1 broken. I'm answering emails at the crib as soon as I get a little homie fed and in the tub. But during the pandemic, it's changed a little bit. Now the first thing I'm grabbing is this, all right? I've already told myself moving into the school year how that's going to work. But I'm already doing things that are going to set me up for my classroom next year that'll take some of the onus off of me and put it more on my kids. So I got an hour a day just to sit down, and it's not always gaming. Sometimes I'm over here getting my YouTube on, or, I'm going through Disney Plus and I might have little man in here with me. And we might just sit down and I might watch something with him before I send him to his room to go to bed. But yeah, me and this Xbox, that's my other best friend. So yeah, that's it. That's what I'm grabbing when I get to the crib.
Right on. I'm surprised. I thought I would have heard, somebody say a bottle of wine or something.
That's Thursday and Friday.
Right on. Okay.
I don't drink Sunday through Thursday. It's Thursday night and Friday night.
McMillan looking like y'all tripping. I'm gonna tell y'all what it really is when I walk through the. Now, don't tell us what you said in the pre-show.
I'm not tripping. Say it.
All right,
bro.
Go ahead, bro. We just might get fired. We get to the end of season 2 and literally just might get fired with this dude now. So go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it PG-13, but I can relate to grabbing the stick, all right, and grabbing the laptop. My first year, yes, I came home late at like 8 p.m. and then I grabbed the laptop, which was crazy because I feel like I had so much to do my first year. But this second year that I just went through, it wasn't no grab. I was done. I was not gonna do that no more. All right, so when I get home after that long day, I grab my wife. Some of y'all can't relate that. Miss Gray, you can't relate to that.
Shots fired.
You know what I'm saying? I grab my wife though, cause that's what I need. I need to feel that after all that drama, after all the craziness that go on in school. I gotta grab something that make me feel good. Yeah. That make me feel whole.
Oh no, man. I think I'm selfish, bro. I'm selfish in that manner. When I come in, I don't want to be touched first. Like, let me get my mind right first.
No, it's none of that. It's none of that being selfish. She been at the crib, since she got home from work. Yep. She been missing me because my wife missed me. I don't know about how other people feel. My wife missed me though. So when I come home, I grab the wife, and then we might cut on the TV and watch something together, and then I have to grab some food. But the first thing I grab, that's her.
That's what's up. That sounds like a definitely a happy marriage. Yeah, his word is always be intentional. He definitely bragging. Y'all go to the other episode. We talked about pay. Greg, you should have hopped on with them. We talked about pay, and so we talking about why do teachers get paid once a month? He say y'all get paid once a month. I get paid 3-4 times a month because I got a wife, and I'm like, okay, slight brag or whatever. Yes, I'm gonna let you have this. Let's not go back to that episode where we talked about teacher appreciation gifts. I won. Y'all never taught elementary. I did. I won.
Yeah, for sure.
But okay, before we move forward, Brown, I'm going to move your segment up so you can go now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. Brown with This Day in History.
All right, before we get started with This Day in History, I got to ask, Gray, you a high school teacher. What teacher appreciation look like for you?
Well, I don't mean to brag either, but my kids
no, I ain't the wrong person.
I don't get as many as I'm sure like elementary kids get or teachers get, but I got a few things this past year.
Well, they found a way to get it to you even in the pandemic.
Even in the
the last year.
They pulled up on the pandemic with it. Like, hey, it don't even matter. I gotta do this for Miss Gray. It's all good. All right, so anybody want to take a guess? It's always weird. It's this day in history, but anybody want to take a wild guess on something that may or may not have happened today?
This day in history.
Mm-hmm. Give us a clue or something. Give us a hint. Something to go on.
Okay, I can give you some hints. I got something dealing with nature, something dealing with the mob, something dealing. I got 2 for sports, and then let's go. A major American law passing today. So those are your hints.
If it's sports, I know it has to be with the NBA because this is the same time around the finals. But
you say law, I always think suffrage or something around this time because it's right after Juneteenth. So I don't know. I'm just gonna go with that and cheat. Take the easy way out.
All right, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I kind of misled you with the sports, but it was a big deal. It was 2018. Do you remember that Thai soccer team that got trapped in the cave? Today is the day they realized they were trapped in the cave. So threw you off with the sports by me.
Okay.
All right. As far as the major law passed in history, that's going to be Title IX. Right. So we all know what Title IX, but that's what's going to even the playing field for sports, and it's going to allow women to play sports in college, and not only allow them to play and be funded, because they were playing. They weren't getting lunch. They weren't getting scholarships. They was barely being able to be in college because they were having the same responsibilities as any other.
You said they weren't getting scholarships.
They weren't getting scholarships at the time.
Oh, that's horrible.
Only the money sports got scholarships. And that's the thing. They had the same responsibility, same workload. Didn't get the tutors because there was not money in the programs. And when I cannot remember the school that sued, they said, we're doing the same thing the boys doing. They play basketball, we play basketball. Why they get tutors, we don't get tutors. Why they get to eat, we don't get to eat. Why they get scholarships, we don't get scholarships. And so Title IX is where that's going to go all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says that isn't fair. Everybody needs to be treated the same. So, hey, that's a big deal for sports people. And dealing with the mob, today, the Teflon Don, John Gotti, flipped on the whole mob and took a deal so he wouldn't die in jail. And today is the day that court case started, and he sung like a bird.
Where do you find this stuff, dude? Like this?
Come on,
I was not expecting this one. You got me with this one. I thought last week was legit. Okay, I like this John Gotti piece. You know?
Man, last time was fire. We had, what was it, OJ and the Statue of Liberty got delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
that's what's up. Did y'all see the Bronco? Did y'all see the talk of the Bronco coming back out? Like, yo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they was trying to have it ready for that day, but pandemic.
We talked about that.
Yeah, but I talked about that too. See, there you go. See, I be remembering.
History teachers, boy. Y'all got to remember. All right. What else you got for us? That's it?
That's it, brother. That is it.
Cool deal. All right. We got Mr. Brown with this day in history. All right. So, still got some time left. So, another thing that I wanted to ask y'all, more on the not serious tip, but just, something that I want to ask. With the numbers spiking here, we all in Texas, for those of you viewing, we're all in Texas. With the numbers spiking here in Texas, Arizona, and Florida, what will school look like in the fall? And I know none of us really know, but I want to throw the question out to see, what ideas do any of you have on what school will look like this fall with these numbers going back north of this virus spreading? Who gonna pop this one off for us?
Can I amend your question?
Got it.
What is it going to look like, or what should it look like?
Let's go with both. Let's
in Texas, those are two different things.
Tickle a fancy. Let's see let's see what. Give us both then. We just might get fired. By the way. By the way, teachers, send your funny moments to WeJustMightGetFired@gmail.com. We will read them out loud. We will not drop your name, just in case, but your most embarrassing moments. Don't forget to send them to WeJustMightGetFired@gmail.com. And it looked like, hey, wait, Ju, you signed your contract for the next school year yet?
I'm actually going to a different district,
so you
waiting for that contract.
Oh man, okay. She haven't signed a contract yet. Yeah, Brian, you gotta go last because she ain't signed the contract yet. McMillan, can you help us out?
Sign seal, man. Yeah, what it should look like? I feel like it should look like some type of hybrid of being online and being in the classroom, because I want us to be able to still social distance in the classroom. I don't feel like we should be all on top of each other. It shouldn't be 30 kids in the classroom when you have the pandemic with kids. All right, and there should be hand sanitizer, them containers on every door. It should be like that everywhere, and we should always have soap in the bathroom. We should have soap in the bathroom at all times. All right, so some type of hybrid where we go to school 2 days and 3 days online, or 3 days at school and 2 days online. I think that would be best. But what I think is gonna happen, I think we're gonna go back full time. full kilter, and I think the districts, the well-funded districts, will get the hand sanitizer, and
Shots fired.
the ones that are not well-funded will be in similar predicaments.
Is that your district you talking about?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. I ain't saying that. And but yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. That's what I think is gonna happen. I don't think it should happen. I think it's gonna happen, but I think we're still gonna have on masks, and it might, in the middle of the year, it might just be where they send us home again and make everything happen online. So that's what I think.
Drew, what you think? Even though you haven't got to your new district yet, based off your previous district, what do you think is going to happen? What should happen?
The new district I'm going to, they are proposing hybrid. What that looks like, I don't know yet. But my old district, I don't think they're going back. I think it's gonna be September, October that they'll go back. And I don't know how you're gonna teach with masks. I don't know how you're gonna do that.
Well, it's crazy too. You say to go back September, October for our district up here in Dallas. It's that's when it was kind of discussions of that's when they would get out, because that's when flu season hits the hardest. And so they said that we would probably be full time first, and then around September, October when flu season hit, then we would probably be at home at time. So it's kind of funny you say that. Right on.
Don't make sense. I know.
Oh man. Everybody hold your breath.
I'm gonna try and say this without cussing, bro.
Jew, you can drop off at any moment if you want, so you can preserve your contract. We can tell by his shirt he plays no games.
Here, bro.
Brown, what is school? Well, before you tell us what it should look like, tell us what will it look like. Like, what do you think is gonna be, the way we kick off the school year?
Our government has showed us exactly what they're going to do. They're going to ignore the numbers. They're going to try and moonwalk, but it's be baby moonwalks. They're going to push business, and they're just going to let us die, bro. Like, it's not even like they ain't hiding it. Like, it's not even subtle. It's very overt. It's, oh, well, yeah, we're going to look at it, and if the numbers go back up, we'll have a meeting and think about it. Meeting didn't happen. No, it's good. Just keep going out there, people. Just keep going. Hey, young people, y'all have a problem going to clubs and stuff. That's why the numbers are going up. Is that why the numbers are going up? Why'd you open the bar then? Close the bar. Well, no, we can't do that. We need the money. Okay, well, but if it's the young people's fault, we was doing okay taking the alcohol to the crib, Zoom happy hour. We was good, so it's our fault, whatever. But, and it's just, the numbers, Dallas is big, and 400 people a day doesn't sound like a lot. You can get lost in that. The number I look at is that hospitalization number. Because I don't care if people get it and can go home and just have to be at the crib 2 weeks, but they fine, a little fever, breathing a little heavy, they don't believe me. It ain't nothing light. Everyone that I know that's had it, it ain't light. Like, you lose the ability to take a deep breath. That's scary. So I know that, you know what I'm saying? But I've had a broken rib, so I know what that feels like. So I'm just imagining that, having that, not having the real pain as well. Like, oh, that's scary, because at least when you're hurt, oh, I'm hurt, so I can't take a deep breath. That, you're just, oh, God, there's nothing there, right? But whatever. I'm cool with them people. But when we look and you see in hospitals at 70% utilization, first of all, hospitals are never 70% full, ever. Speak to anyone who works in hospital financing. They're never 70% full. So that's not a common number, but everyone acts like that's cool. And we all act like we know. Okay, it's not full yet. We're good. So what do you do when it's full? When your kid breaks his arm, you go in there and they say, nah, we in the room, so tape it up and hopefully he don't get gangrene, right? Because that's what happens when hospitals get full. At the end of the day, they're businesses. They're going to tell you straight up, we ain't got room for you, so move around the corner. Hopefully you haven't been shot or stabbed or you're bleeding out or anything like that, right? You ain't break a neck or nothing. That's just what's going to happen. And it's crazy because it's 2020. Countries are sharing information. And even if they weren't, there are multiple pandemics in history that used to be taught that aren't a part of curriculum no more. And now we're sitting here and we got politicians who don't even really know what it means to be in a pandemic. Their grandparents was alive for one, so they know it, but they don't know what it is, so they passing laws not even knowing what they're going to do. And the crazy thing is this is following the same path that the influenza pandemic, a lot of people call it the Spanish flu. That's racist and not nice. The influenza pandemic of 1918. It was exacerbated by the fact that there was going to be a world war that popped off right up in there. But at the same time, the first wave isn't the one that took out the millions of people. They actually got it corralled, got it together. They didn't have a vaccine. It took them a while to come up with a vaccine, but they came up with treatments, much like the same thing we do now. Like, everyone doesn't get the flu shot, and if you don't get the flu shot, they give you something else. They had those treatments. Look, hey, it's not going to take you out. You just got to kind of fight through it. But that second wave came. And the thing is with viruses, and speak to anybody, any doctor, the scary part isn't when you get it the first time. It's if you happen to get it the second and your body can't fight it. Or if it mutates to the point where nobody's body can fight it. So yeah, right now you can look at the numbers. Oh, well, it's only got like a 30% death rate. Cool. I don't think we want anything with a 3% rate, but I guess, okay, 97% success, cool. What if we get to a strain of that becomes incurable, and that 3 turns to a 30 or a 40? Then what?
Are we in trouble?
What do we do then? And we've already seen to be airborne.
You get more Christians than you've ever seen in history.
It just might, you know what I'm saying? But that's a step that's not necessary. It's 2020, man. Like, I'm sitting here, not an immunologist, not a historian. Just did a little bit of reading. That's it. Just a little bit, found from trusted sites. And I'm over here like, yeah, I'm over here really like, I'm not going back into a classroom with 20 to 30 at a time of other people's kids.
Okay, so we can, it's safe to say Brown ain't going to work.
They gave us an option.
Oh, man. Did y'all answer the survey? Do you want to
give you the option now? You ever thought about why they're giving us the option so early? So they can replace you.
Yeah, so they can replace you, of course.
I'm going to give you're going to replace me at the last minute. When you most likely you can't replace me. I'm going to be honest, you can't replace me, baby. I'm unreplaceable. But what I'm saying is my spot, you ain't going to be able to find someone to take my spot. When I walk in there in August and I say, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with what y'all done here. I gave y'all the time. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see the measures you took. These measures don't feel like enough to me. I got a 5-year-old at home. I'm at the crib. I'll teach from the crib. Don't worry about it. Just put a TA in there. Make sure that they come, take roll, and then boom, I had these video lessons ready. I'll be available via Zoom or Google Meets or Teams or whatever it is the district paid for that you want me to use. Cool, I got you. I'll be at the crib though. PD, call me on Zoom, Google Meets or whatever y'all paid for. I'll be there. I'm not
all right. I got another one for you. This probably be the last one before we get out of here though. But with so much that happening over the summer, with the deaths and things like that and the riots, what do we say to the kids? Because it's definitely gonna be one of those things that they ask. First day of school, did you see what happened to? So you being history, we talked about it. Like this is gold content for you. But I teach English, so Jew teach English, so we can, talk about it a little bit, but then we got to get on to talking about main idea and context clues. So, what do we say to these kids, when we get back in the fall, when they have questions about Rayshard Brooks, I think that was his name, and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor? Like, what do we say to the kids, at that point? Now, because at the end, you would hope that it had time to kind of calm down, die down just a little bit. But, dealing with middle school kids, they are in the middle for me, so they are at that fork in the road. And it's like, I honestly, man, I don't know what to say. I got 2 boys and I'm 2 black boys, that I'm looking like, man, what do I say to you? My oldest, Taylor just turned 10, y'all. Like, I feel old. Yeah, 10, bro. He just turned 10 on the 16th.
5th grader?
Bro, yes, bro. A 5th grader, bro. I swear he skipped a few ages up in there, but
that's crazy.
But what do we say though? You know what I'm saying? Like what, bro? He was coming up the den at UNT in the dorms, bro. Like, yo, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
But what do we say? What do we say to these kids when we do get back? Or even if we on the Zoom call, what do we say? Because that question is coming.
what I do is, especially early, when you know you don't have the relationships with them, you let them talk. Set the ground rules, corral what you need to corral. But in all honesty, as a history teacher, like I said, it's gold. It's sad, but history is so far reaching for them. Like, it's like, that's other generations' problems, and they can't see themselves in those. So it's really nice to have this as a starting point. And, I usually start my year off with stuff like Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, because I'm still burnt up about it. Like, I'm still fighting on site with George Zimmerman. We in the same spot. You're going to get the call because you're going to have to come bail your boy out. I'll tell you where the money at on the call, because he can catch these hands today, because that's a child. And I just don't understand how you can see a child as a threat. I don't care if he 6 foot, but that boy 130 pounds. Push him down, he ain't getting up. I don't want to hear that. So I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. What you do is you let them talk. let them have it, and you'll get to see a lot of the character of your class, and you'll see the kids who don't care about them, and they'll be that kid all year. And hopefully, if you're able to reach them, you'll be able to grow them. But you're gonna have the kids who are gonna, even if they don't know, want to speak, and it really, especially in the hierarchy of your class, sometimes it'll allow you to see your leaders very quickly.
Right on.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Oh, right on. Jew, what you got? What do you say to that little black girl who looking like, so we're not gonna talk about the elephant in the room? What you gonna say to her?
So similar to you, Mr. Brown, instead of them talking, I have them write, because we're English, right? So I'll put up a prompt, I'll put up pictures, maybe like a picture that they see right now from a riot or a protest, not even a riot, but a protest, and just let them talk. Well, write. Then I'll have them share, talk with a table, people they may know in the class, and then I'll open it for discussion. I have high school, so I'm 15, 16, so they know. They fully aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they are very expressive. And I have so many Black children, boys and girls. So I feel like as a young Black woman, I have to speak on it, I have to talk about it, because I'm just as outraged as they probably are and their parents are. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to have that open dialogue.
Brian? Yeah. Oh, my bad. McMillan, what you got? What you gonna say to that little black boy?
The kids in middle school, I would first I guess I would show like a video, because I plan on doing morning messages. When I started back this time, I learned that that's effective to start conversations, and I just do that like for 10 minutes at the beginning. Well, 5 minutes probably at the beginning of the class, and just to get the condition of the classroom. I don't know, just to fill it out. We watch a video, and then I'll let them talk so I can see where they at, and then I can address any concerns, or we can just talk through any concerns that we have. And it's gotta be an ongoing conversation, because it's not something that can be worked out one day. It's ongoing, so the conversation needs to be ongoing to try to come to some type of realization on how to act properly in this time. So that's what I would do.
All right. Well, see, one thing that I'm definitely glad about is I switched campuses, over this summer, and I'm not sure how my previous campus would have addressed it, but I just pray that they don't make us sweep it under the rug. I pray that they don't just try to make us go in there and start talking about Star, like this is not happening, because y'all just gonna see me doing We Just Might Get Fired full time at that point, because this is definitely not something that I'm able to skip over or not discuss and get him a chance to write a full essay about. Because even when COVID started, like right before spring break, and even during, we were doing the Google Classrooms assignments, I asked my kids, like, what would you do in this situation? How would you solve it? And bro, my 12 and 13-year-old kids had some pretty decent things that they would do to keep this stuff under control, and ideas on how to keep the learning going. And I was blown away, And I often find that when you get away from things such as a standardized test and give kids a chance to, talk to each other and talk about real things that matter to them, you get some pretty astounding, information from them. So, yeah, this is definitely something that I definitely want us to pick back up on. You got a question for Mac? What you gonna ask?
I just thought about it because y'all are English teachers, so if you want to talk about something, especially something pertinent, y'all can pull up a news article and just make sure it's on level for your kids. Smash out a prompt, maybe a little bit of reading here and there.
What does that math teacher do?
That's what. So Mac, as a black man, you're a math teacher, and there's no, I could just always, social justice is ongoing in history. So I just got to pick the part of the world in the time frame we are that's in social people, and it's always happening. Question just what continent are we on and what year is it? What do you do in math when you're talking about fractions and quadratics, but these kids are burnt up and they want to talk about this stuff?
You can look at the percentages of we can look at the real percentages on police brutality from black people to white people. You can look at it's a lot of math included in it, even the pandemic percentages. Like, should we be scared of a pandemic that's only killing 2%, that has a 2% death rate, just to start a conversation? And about the stuff that's going on, it's always percentages. It's some math included in there always, and that's how I would address that.
That's super
just
dope.
We just talk about the percentages.
Yeah, he cleaned up nice on that one.
He be doing that for real.
You got to give him 5 on that. He cleaned up quite nice on that one for sure.
See, bro, yeah.
But all right, man, we almost out of here. Anybody got anything they want to say before we get out of here?
Well, I appreciate y'all having me.
No problem.
I am keeping the dialogue.
But the question is, are you coming back though?
I can. I wanted to join one. Like, the topic was amazing, but I was sick. But I ain't have the code.
You gotta say that. You gotta say that now, for real.
Hey, Millage, give her the info when we put together that stuff. Give her the info for the round table.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So season 3. Did I tell you this? Did I email this part to you about the round table? Probably. She don't check my email. She played me to the left like an ex-boo or something. But so season 3, like we've had a nice amount of guests, and they all seem to enjoy themselves. And so Brown was like, man, you got to go bigger in season 3. And, it'll be a round table discussion. We practice social distancing. And, I got the cameras, he got the sound to set up, and we just would sit down as teachers and solve some of these problems. Because one of the episodes, we talked about discipline. And to be honest, I feel like this is a perfect time to redo education as a whole. While we got time, while we at home or supposed to be at home, everybody's using Zoom or Google to collaborate on everything else. Why not take this time to sit down and revamp education and what it should look like to provide the knowledge to keep kids out the line of fire that cop, or to teach kids life after school, period, So you might have to, gas up the whip, shoot up her to Dallas or something. We ain't got no money, so we ain't gonna be able to put you up. We can feed you when you get here. We definitely can feed you.
I was gonna say, as long as y'all feed me.
Oh yeah, we got that.
We definitely can feed you when you get here. But yeah, we got episode 10, season finale coming up. What we talking about in that one? What is that one about? Anybody remember?
No idea.
No. Okay. Well, I'll send you the information. You are welcome to join us for that one. But all right, season 2, episode 9. We didn't get fired today, so we made it through another day. We just might get fired. I'm your host, Mr. M. Thank our lovely guest, Ms. Jude Gray, my man, Mr. McMillan, Mr. Brown. We will see y'all in the next one.